Welcome everyone to another episode of Roommate Drama Chronicles, where we dive deep into the hilarious and heartbreaking stories that happen when three guys share an apartment. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button now because this is one story you won't want to miss. So, grab a snack and let's get started. It all began over a year ago in our cozy little apartment on the outskirts of town. You see me, R, and another roommate named Jay live together under one roof. It's a pretty simple arrangement. We split bills evenly, but groceries are strictly personal property. Whatever you buy stays yours unless it's shared food like condiments. But here's where things got tricky. R and I had this unspoken tension brewing in the kitchen. Every night after work, I'd come home to find my food missing or almost gone even though I hadn't touched it since morning. Containers with my name scrawled across them would be empty or just a shadow of what they used to be. The milk was especially hit and miss. I buy almond milk because, well, it's delicious. But every week, no matter how careful I am, the gallon seems to vanish faster than I can finish it. I confronted R about this countless times, but he always denied everything. "You're paranoid," he'd say with a sneer. "I've never taken your food." It was maddening, and arguments would flare up like wildfire every time we discussed it. Jay and I carpool to work in the early morning hours, so there's no way it could be him, unless R's secretly a night owl who hits the kitchen before dawn. One day last week, my frustration boiled over. My almond milk was down to its last few drops, and once again, everything felt off. So I made a decision. I went to the liquor store and bought regular dairy milk instead of almond. It wasn't just about catching R in the act. It was about proving him wrong, showing him that he couldn't hide his little thefts anymore. I drank what was left of my almond milk and filled up the container with the new stuff. The next morning, we all got back from work exhausted but ready to face another day. That's when R exploded. He stormed into the kitchen, red-faced and furious, shouting about how he'd been stuck in the bathroom for 40 minutes because of my milk. I couldn't believe my ears. "So then you're the one who's been stealing?" I shot back, feeling a mix of triumph and annoyance wash over me. R's face twisted into an ugly sneer as he admitted to taking my food sometimes, but said it was more about how I'd switched milks than actually being caught. We argued for what felt like hours. R insisting that he needed the dairy milk because he uses it to make protein shakes, and me pointing out his lactose intolerance. It's a classic case of biting off more than you can chew. Jay eventually backed me up, saying R had been sneaking into his food too, but not as frequently. Now, things are tense in our little apartment. R's trying to sway Jay against me, probably hoping to kick me out and get rid of the problem altogether. But here's the thing. Jay and I have already been looking for a new place together because we can't stand R anymore. We're both ready to move on from this mess. Now, some of my friends think I went too far by switching the milk types. They say it's not cool to play tricks like that. But honestly, how else was I supposed to prove him wrong when he kept denying everything? Can you imagine living with someone who consistently takes your food and refuses to admit it? It's frustrating, isn't it? And yet, here we are, caught in this bizarre cycle of accusations and denials. So, what would you do in a situation like this? Would you confront your roommate about the thefts? Or try something more drastic to prove your point? It's been an emotional roller coaster for sure. But as I sit here now, trying to make sense of it all, I know one thing. I'm not alone in my frustration. This is a common struggle many people face when living with roommates who aren't always honest or respectful. Thanks for sticking with me through this wild story. If you're dealing with similar issues or just want to share your own roommate drama, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the episode and subscribe for more stories that will make you laugh, cry, and maybe even nod in agreement. Until next time, stay curious and keep those snacks handy because we've got more thrilling tales coming your way. Thank you for watching.